Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the H3 Recap, which is essentially just Philly D meme edition, where we look at all the spicy memes that may have fallen through the cracks over the past week. And today, we have such an amazing episode. We just reacted to Prank Invasion's new video, which was essentially just throwing the gauntlet at the entire Muslim world and begging them for World War III. And you may remember the first girl who showed up in a full burqa with dyed red hair, who just happened to be wearing a thong, didn't mind kissing him on the street, and didn't even mind him lifting up her skirt a little bit and seeing a peek of what was going on under the burqa. Well, it just so happens that very girl had reached out to us in email wanting to explain what actually happened, because she felt that she was manipulated. She thought she was making a high production comedy, what turned out to be lowbrow racist pornography for children on YouTube. And I just so happen to have her on Skype right now. And we've never had the pleasure of speaking with an actress who's done a video with Chris. A lot of us all suspected that it's fake, but I think it's good to get that confirmation. So let me just ask you right off the bat. Did Chris seduce you randomly on the street?
No.
Wow. That is surprising. So how did it happen?
Well, I was on Model Mayhem, which I use for castings when I get to a new place, because I model internationally. I'm actually not an actress. I went on Model Mayhem and looked at the casting calls, and someone named Jennifer Collins was a talent director, I guess she said on the website. And they said that they were looking for an actress or a model for a quick hijab kiss. They made it sound like it was something like Comedy Central, like Saturday Night Live skits. And so I didn't think I'd actually be portrayed as like a real Muslim. I applied, and immediately, I'd say about 10 minutes later, I got a call from, I think it was Chris himself. He called and he said that it was for a really big, like a really established comedy channel. He didn't say that it was YouTube. The casting call said it was, and then he just kind of went back on it. And he's like, no, it's for a really established comedy channel, like everything's great. We'll have you show up. And then he's like, now make sure to wear a thong. And I was just like, oh, that's odd. I didn't, because that wasn't in the casting call. It said it'd be about a 10 to 15 second clip, and it'd just be kissing in a hijab. And I showed up, and that's not what it was. It was not established in any way. I had no idea what it was for. But I show up, and they're like, you're going to be kissing a male model. So I'm like, all right, where's the male model? And he's like, hi, I'm a YouTuber. And I'm like, oh.
Like, how did you feel when you realized that the male model, the hunk that you were going to make out with, was Chris?
Well, it was surprising, I guess. I mean, the camera guy that he had with him was kind of more attractive than him.
Ooh, damn.
But he's like, actually, they had me meet at a Starbucks. And so I showed up at the Starbucks, and I'm like, all right, there's no one here. What do I do? And he's like, oh, just walk down close to it was Venice Beach. So he told me to walk down to the pier and then just meet him in a parking lot. And I was like, oh, so yeah. And then he's like, and then we'll find a location then. And I'm like, okay, so there's no established location for this.
Yeah, getting worse and worse as more details come out.
And so I'm like, all right, so where's the hijab that I'll be wearing? And then he pulls out this thing, and I look at it, and I'm like, this is not a hijab. And he's like, well, I just typed in Muslim dress on Amazon, and this is what came. And I'm like, oh, dear God, what have I gotten myself into? They didn't have a place for me to change either. And so I had to, like, put on the big Muslim dress and just, like, take my clothes off underneath. But leaving on the thong, of course, that is the most important part. And he made that very clear.
When you went there, you knew you were going to be kissing him. Was that obvious from the beginning?
Yes.
And did he convey to you in any way that he was going to be pulling up the burqa and exposing your ass?
He did right before the video, and I thought it'd be more just like pulling it up, just like a quick, like, oh, look, she's kind of a slut, just because I thought it'd be like
it's a comedy bit, right?
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be a real Muslim and like letting him pull up the dress. But then it ended up being more grabby than I thought it would be.
Yeah, he kind of went in for a little bit of a grab.
I just went with it, because when we went to the back of his car, he handed me the money right away. And I was thinking in my head, almost like, I could just run away from this.
Oh my God.
Before we shot. And I was like, I'll do it. I'm good, professional, unlike him.
Ooh. So I got to ask you, now that, I mean, Chris is the ultimate, he's known to be the ultimate kisser. How is he at kissing? Like, what was your impression?
Wasn't terrible.
Okay.
I mean, I'll say that.
Would you pay money to get courses from him?
Oh, absolutely not.
So when you watched the video back, were you like, wow, this is did you feel maybe that it was a little racist, kind of the way he depicted it? Like,
Oh, I thought it was terrible. He knew that it was going to go that way, though. I mean,
Definitely.
At first I was worried. Like, I was like, maybe he's going to take down the video, something like that. But I remember when he shot, he was like, this is going to go viral. I'm like, all right. But aside from that, I waited for a really long time for the video. I think it took 4 or 5 days, maybe. I put his YouTube channel on for the notifications. But as soon as I got home from it, I started watching his videos, and I was like, oh, crap.
what have I done?
When I first watched the video, I saw my part, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's kind of weird. But then it really set in when I started watching the other girls. Especially when they're like half naked basically and wearing the hijab. And I was just like, he didn't even try. I mean, I thought that he'd do a better job. Because with me, he had everything covered, kind of. He didn't know what he was doing, but I tried to make it work. He didn't care. But with these ones, he didn't care. He didn't care about accent. He didn't care about if they're wearing a bikini. Like, it didn't matter to him.
If a guy ever came up to you and was like, hey, do you want to do a quick game for a quick kiss? Do you think that would ever work on you?
No.
What would happen if a guy just grabbed you and started kissing you and pulled up your skirt and started grabbing your ass? Do you think that would be something you're interested in?
No, but I'd probably hit him.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. All right, I just wanted to clear that up because there's been a lot of, this guy's been doing what he's been doing for a long time.
What I think is the worst is the little boys that are watching it, because that's mainly what it's targeted for. And then seeing them in the comments in this last video saying, wow, Muslim girls are such sluts. I'm going to go date myself a Muslim girl. And I'm just like, no.
It's the invasion method, dude. You got invaded on. But you're still good. You're still gold. You can still go on to have a completely normal, healthy life.
I mean, I don't know. I'll never have another guy with braces kiss me like that.
Well, thank you so much, Dea Dober. I'm going to put a link to her Instagram account in the description if you want to find out more about her. Check that out. And thank you so much for your public service of coming out here and clearing all this goofiness up. We appreciate that very much.
Of course.
Well, boys, I hate to break it to all you guys at home. I know we all looked up to Prank Invasion. You guys all dreamed about all the kisses you could get on the street by taking his program, the invasion method.
In this video, I'm gonna give you guys my one dirty little secret to make sure your date comes back home with you every single time.
We all thought we could just go fuck hot cuties anytime we wanted, but it turns out, guys, it's just not real. Okay? And although we respected it in our rage, we may want to break stuff and get angry. Just find peace in knowing that not all women are sluts. Not all religions can be painted with such a huge brushstroke. Okay? There's nice women out there. And God damn it, you might have to take them to dinner before you lift up their burqa and finger their asshole on the street. But that's okay, guys. That's okay. You'll find peace. Moving on to the next news. Sometimes I come across a video on YouTube that I love. I love it. I don't want to criticize it. I want to be like, guys, go watch this video. I love it. Here's one that came up. A gold digger goof. So this channel, The Royal Stampede, made a video called Gold Digger Prank Tank Edition. And I've never made a video about gold diggers, but that phenomenon has always really twisted my fupa. And this is probably the best parody of that phenomenon I've ever seen. Link is in the description. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about.
Hey, cutie.
Hey.
What are you doing later? Want to go to dinner?
Sorry, I don't do dinner.
That's too bad. I don't usually ask twice, but
I like tanks.
well, no tanks.
I don't know how the fuck this guy got a tank on public streets, but that no tanks, guys,
No tanks.
sometimes you gotta give it up to the pranksters out there, the goofsters, the gaffsters on YouTube. You gotta tip the beanie to the good guys. Watch the rest of this video because it's a slammer. Links in the description. Papa bless. You guys probably remember the Gamer Gunk guy, the really. He has created his own channel called Gamer Guy and the Guardians, and he's been putting out some pretty solid goofs lately. One he posted recently depicts Ethan Klein quits YouTube, where I become obsessed with magic and stop posting on YouTube. And I gotta say, guys, you hurt my feeling a little bit.
What the fuck, dude? Where's all the cringe, dude? It's like the river has run dry. It's like no more cringe to react to anymore, dude.
Well, don't worry, Ethan. We'll find something. We always do.
First of all, what is wrong with that guy's face? Okay, I have Tourette syndrome. I don't have Parkinson's disease, all right? I don't have a mental deficiency. I don't have a birth defect. Also, Hila is not Russian.
Ethan thinks he's magician now. I can't even explain.
And dude, what's with you in drag all the time? This isn't the first time you've gotten to drag, all right? I respect you guys, what you're doing, but shots fired, I will fire back. That being said, I thought the video was very funny, and I appreciate you guys. Link is in the description. This story cracks me up. Colby Person, the real life Wii avatar? Yes, that one. So there's this Twitter handle called Yeezy Busta, and all this guy does is bust people with fake Yeezys. And he's got an account on your boy Colby Person. He's walking around with fake Yeezy. I'm trying to look at his fake Yeezys, but all I can see is his goddamn fucking hair. I mean, what is that? That's like the Fuck My Shit Up Fam special gone wrong, except you probably paid like $500 for it. You could have bought a real pair of Yeezys with the amount of money you spent on that damn haircut. There's like a bird nest in your hair, dude. Diamond Water. That is a name I have not uttered in a long time. Diamond Water was a beverage made by the Persian pop priestess, which is someone we made fun of a long time ago.
Actually, Diamond Water is alkaline water, 9.5 pH, which is the highest one you can get on the market, and it's enhanced with real diamonds, which means every single drop of water that's in there flows through this housing with the diamond in it and gets charged with the diamond energy.
And you actually blessed the diamond water yourself.
And every single drop has been blessed with my love energy.
And we've actually reviewed this water on our second channel. It tasted like LA tap water. It really was probably the worst water I've ever tasted in my life.
It tastes like shit, dude.
And this lady was selling these bottles for $8 per bottle. They're selling these in Ross for 99 cents per bottle. Check it out, dude. Somebody hit the gold mine. Although even at 99 cents, I'm afraid it may still be overpriced. Save that for a special night. Crack it open, pour a glass, have a sip, and then realize that you probably have some water disease because it's not filtered at all. And it's probably just taken straight from the gutter in Los Angeles. Enjoy your special moment together, guys. Thanks for sharing it with us.
It actually does taste like tap water.
Finally, Jimmy Lee, the Jersey Outlaw. This was one of our greatest discoveries. This is a psychotic dentist who pitches his comedy and music to his patients as they're sitting there in his chair. This guy's real. We've met him. Oh my God. Well, he's back with some hot new singles. This one's going to top the charts. It's called The Ballad of Ethan and Hila. Let me get a taste for the first line here. Just have a listen to this.
A homeless Jew and an Israeli came together one night.
A homeless Jew and an Israeli. You gotta love the guy, man. He really knows how to open up a song.
Tell me a joke now, you crazy Jew. You're gonna make me laugh all night. I'm sick and tired of your videos. H3 ain't right.
Tell me a joke, you funny Jew. God, the guy really knows how to get to your heart, really.
I'm sick and tired of your